I'd just start crying and ask for mammoth delivery.
Creative Gus strikes again.
You ever thought about how cavemen decided who led the tribe? No Zoom votes or liking a status.
Gus would definitely be the one dialing for mammoth takeout while the rest of us actually went hunting.
Dialing away! See, Max, I'd probably pick a nice leaf to use as a glove
And wear it like a hat instead.
and end up with leaves stuck in my hair. And of course, it would all turn into a bigger mess than it started. Imagine me trying to hunt a mammoth. I'd probably try to lure it in with a slice of pizza.
Yeah, and Gus would probably try to invent a mammoth perfume to cover the smell.
Perfect scent! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen! And all of you who accidentally clicked, thinking this was a cooking channel. You didn't make a mistake. We're cooking here too, just nonsense.
And I'm Max, and let's make this clear right away. I'm not here of my own free will. Gus dragged me in. He said, "It'll be fun." Still waiting for that part.
Yeah, that's true! However, together we'll bring you stories, facts, and probably way too many of our opinions
Oh, this is going to be fun.
about things that no normal person even thinks about.
Exactly. And if you actually learn anything along the way, that's a system error. Don't get used to it.
Yeah, so welcome to our very first podcast, The Gus and Max Show. Let's dive right into the topic.
Like I needed this.
Max is already looking at his watch like this is a boring history lecture.
Correction, it will be boring. Unless Gus manages to ruin it with his theories about cavemen. Let's go.
Max, do you know what I found out last night while researching cavemen? They used to chew tree sap. Like it was their toothpaste.
Tree sap for teeth? You really think anyone would ever go to the dentist with that? And yeah, their teeth were probably black as coal, but hey,
Gross, but practical.
at least they had natural breath freshener.
Yeah, but imagine doing that every morning. Sticky, gooey.
Oh no, not you too!
I'd probably get it stuck between my teeth for half an hour.
And honestly, Gus would probably end up eating the sap, thinking it was dessert. But seriously, cavemen also used fire, not just for cooking, but to heat their caves.
Central heating, huh?
It was basically their first central heating system.
That's genius! So basically the first campfire talk.
And you'd still complain about the smoke.
Imagine them sitting around, chewing sap, talking about mammoths.
And Gus would definitely be the guy trying to explain the theory of mammoth evolution until he passed out. But yeah, they had tools too. Stone, bone, wood. They made spears, knives, arrows.
Wow, handy cavemen!
They were clever survivors.
I'd turn all of that into a survival reality show. Cavemen survive. Each episode, who ate the mammoth? Who chewed the sap?
And who set their cave on fire?
Max, you'd be the judge, right?
Judge? No, I'd be the expert in logic and safety. And you'd be the guy who keeps lighting the fire wrong and trying to grill a mammoth like it's a pizza. Honestly, I can already see you making a sticky sap disaster.
Chef Disaster Gus. Okay, but seriously now. Cavemen weren't just surviving. They had art too. They painted on cave walls, their hunts, their animals, their lives. It's like leaving an Instagram story,
Cave Instagram?
but carved in stone.
Exactly. And it shows they were social creatures. They hunted together, shared food, taught the young.
Teamwork, even back then.
Pretty amazing how we went from that to Netflix and TikTok.
So, dear listeners, cavemen weren't just the stone guys you imagine. They were innovators, cooks, artists, and survival masters.
All-rounders!
If you learned anything from this podcast, you just learned it from the best ancestors ever.
And if you didn't learn anything, at least you laughed with us.
Small victory.
And that's already a small success.
Just imagine, Max, how they used to sleep. No beds, no pillows, just a pile of animal furs on the cave floor.
No way!
I'd roll over once and already be freezing, hungry, and terrified.
Yeah, and Gus would probably cause a cave sleeping disaster, pulling the fur the wrong way and waking up the whole cave.
Oops.
But seriously, they slept close to the fire for warmth and safety. Makes sense, right?
And another thing, Did you know some cave people made jewelry from bones and shells?
Ooh, wow, fancy.
I mean, before we even thought about gold and diamonds, they already had their own bling.
That means Gus would have been the first influencer among cave people, showing off his bone necklaces and bragging about his mammoth tooth collection.
Trendsetter!
But yeah, jewelry was a sign of status and belonging.
Wow. So cave people had fashion, art, and food. And they hunted mammoths.
You'd quit after one mammoth, right?
I'd probably give up after the first mammoth and just start running backwards.
Oh, sure. And Gus would be yelling, "Max, wait! I need to record a TikTok with this mammoth."
Of course.
But seriously, hunting required teamwork, strategy, and patience. Without that, end of story.
So you're saying they were smarter than we give them credit for, and more organized.
Even you have to admit that.
I thought they just walked around all day yelling, "Ugh."
And sometimes Gus actually does that, just to see if something smart pops into his head.
Genius mode!
But yeah, they used tools, fire, and even had basic planning. They were true innovators of their time.
Honestly fascinating. And when you're starving and can't find a mammoth, you've got to be creative.
Creative Gus strikes again.
I'd just start crying and ask for mammoth delivery.
Delivery? Yeah, Gus would definitely be the one dialing for mammoth takeout while the rest of us actually went hunting.
Dialing away!
But food was survival. Hunting, gathering plants, fishing.
So, dear listeners, cave people were chefs, artists, engineers, and survival experts.
All-round legends.
I think we could all learn something from them. Except maybe chewing tree resin.
Exactly. And maybe we also learn that logic and teamwork can matter more than brute strength.
I'll try the resin.
Gus, you can still try the resin, though, if you're brave enough.
Imagine this, Max. Even hygiene was, let's say, creative.
Yikes!
No showers, no soap, no toilet paper. They bathed in rivers or in the morning mist. I'd be filthy and stinking after just one day.
Yeah, and Gus would probably try to invent a mammoth perfume to cover the smell.
Perfect scent!
But seriously, rivers and natural springs were their only way of cleaning. It even brought them together as a community. Everyone splashing around in the cold water, laughing, washing on the rocks.
Picture that scene. Everyone in the water, someone whispering, "Don't hit the mammoth!"
You definitely scare them first.
And I'd already scared all the fish away. Until they froze solid, they'd probably play who can finish washing the fastest. I'd lose every single time.
Typical. They also used natural brushes. Branches, leaves, even sand to scrub their skin.
Free spa day!
Practical, but definitely uncomfortable if something got stuck between your toes.
See, Max, I'd probably pick a nice leaf to use as a glove
And wear it like a hat instead.
and end up with leaves stuck in my hair. And of course, it would all turn into a bigger mess than it started.
Of course. But honestly, hygiene helped them avoid disease and parasites.
Caveman doctors approved.
No perfume, but water and scrubbing with ash gave them basic protection. Pretty smart, right?
So they weren't just surviving, they cared about health too.
Health first. Even then.
Even if it seems funny to us today, we could probably learn a trick or two. Except chewing tree resin is toothpaste. I'm skipping that one.
Yeah, Gus, definitely skip that. But the fact is, they were incredibly resourceful.
Survival pros.
From improvising hygiene to making tools and hunting, adaptability was the key to survival.
And all the while, I'd be screaming because I fell into the river or froze to death.
Cave disaster, Gus!
But still, these people gave us something. Community, creativity, even fun in freezing water.
Exactly. So to wrap up this watery adventure, cave people balanced survival with social bonding.
And mammoth perfume!
And Gus, you can keep dreaming about your mammoth perfume.
I will. But did you know their diet was actually super impressive? They didn't just chase mammoths. They gathered berries, roots, nuts.
Caveman salad bar!
Basically anything edible that kept them from starving.
Of course, Gus would be the first to try every berry, tossing one in the air like it's an Instagram story.
Berry influencer!
But seriously, Variety was the key to survival. They hunted animals, but also foraged for plants that gave them energy and vitamins.
That's true. Imagine me trying to hunt a mammoth. I'd probably try to lure it in with a slice of pizza. Total disaster.
Yeah, and while you're busy waving pizza at a mammoth, the others would have already caught it.
Teamwork beats pizza.
They used tactics, traps, and weapons made from stone, bone, and wood. Real survival experts, not just wild cavemen wandering around.
Exactly. And when they caught something, they shared it with the whole group.
Ancient food delivery!
So even before we invented delivery, they already had a social food economy. Everyone eats, everyone survives.
Yeah, that's another sign of how organized they were. It wasn't all chaos. They had strategy and rules.
Sharing mammoth steaks!
Even you, Gus, could learn how to share a piece of mammoth without starting a fight.
Come on! I'd probably eat it all in secret and blame the wolves.
Classic Gus move!
But seriously, hunting and foraging were the foundation of their lives. Fuel for tools, art, fire. Everything revolved around food. You know what's the coolest? Cavemen used tools made from stone, bones, even wood.
Careful with that, Gus.
I wouldn't even know where to start. I'd probably stab my own hand.
Yeah, and you'd probably make a creative mess and end up with some improvised stick that does absolutely nothing.
My invention!
But seriously, those tools let them hunt, make clothes, and basically survive. Without them, end of story.
And fire, Max! The first heating on demand. Can you imagine me trying to start a fire and ending up in a cloud of smoke?
Coughing already!
While you just sit there with your sarcastic commentary?
Classic! But yeah, fire gave them warmth, light, a way to cook food, and protection from predators.
Fire life!
Practical and smart. More than that, fire was the center of their social life.
So while I'm out here burning mammoth fur and ruining dinner,
Chef Gus strikes again!
they were organizing mini campfires with logic, order, and strategy. I'd probably be the only guy to burn down the cave before the hunt even started.
Exactly, Gus. And that's why they developed smarter methods.
Learning fast.
They didn't just survive. They planned, learned from each other, and even improvised when things went wrong. Real survivors.
Amazing. And all the while, I'd be trying to turn it into a survival reality show.
Caveman TV!
Making fun of every trick. But seriously, these people were geniuses. Tools, fire, strategy, everything was about life and community. Did you know cavemen drew on walls? Like their Instagram stories.
Stone stories!
In stone. Hunting, animals, their daily life, it's all there.
And of course, Gus would try to draw a mammoth and end up with some weird creature that looks like you.
Hey!
But seriously, it was a way to communicate, record, and share experiences within the community.
Imagine me trying to draw. I'd probably leave a face print on the wall and say, "Here, that's a selfie."
Typical. But art wasn't just for fun. It conveyed knowledge, warned about dangers, and expressed emotions.
Like, don't poke the mammoth.
Not bad for people without paper or pencils, right?
And even though they lived in cold and harsh conditions, they had social dynamics. Hunting together, sharing food, teaching the young.
You'd get lost at board games, Gus.
I get lost in my group just playing a board game, and they did this every day.
Exactly, and that's key. Community and teamwork. Survival alone isn't enough. You need structure and rules.
Rule 1, don't eat all the mammoth.
And of course, you'd always be the one making chaos, Gus.
Yeah, I'm the chaos manager. But seriously, it's amazing how creative and organized they were.
Stone Age CEOs!
Art, communication, social norms, it all leads to our modern lives, without them even realizing it. You know what's the best part? Cavemen didn't just hunt and gather. They had games, too.
Uh-oh, here comes cave soccer!
Imagine me playing spear throwing and constantly hitting my friend's leg.
And probably Gus would invent some version of cave soccer, where a mammoth is the ball.
Goal!
And I'd be the referee, sighing all the time.
Exactly. And let's not forget, running for food. Probably an Olympic event.
You'd come last, Gus.
I'd give up first, of course, but at least I'd bring sap for teeth as a prize.
And while you run, I'd comment, Gus, your speed is equivalent to a bear's laziness. But seriously, play and fun helped them develop coordination, strategy, and social skills. Without games, life would just be survival.
Awesome! So even before we invented PlayStation, they had camp games. Only no cheat codes.
Except your mammoth hacks.
Unless I called it cheating.
Yeah, and of course, games taught them teamwork and conflict resolution.
I don't start fights, I start fun.
If you kept eating all the mammoths before the game started, you'd probably end up alone, or with your own mammoth punishments.
Yeah, my punishments would include eating all the sticky sap leftovers.
Sweet but painful.
But seriously, Max, it's fascinating how free time and fun were crucial, developing strategy, creativity, and social bonds. Totally inspiring.
And as long as you didn't ruin everything with his creative ideas, it all flowed smoothly.
Come on, I help.
But it shows us how smart and witty cavemen were, balancing survival and fun.
Max, you know what's fascinating? Cavemen didn't just live in nature. They really had to understand every detail of their surroundings. Every plant, every animal, every weather sign.
Meanwhile, Gus loses his compass.
And I'd probably keep losing my compass and step straight into a bear's den.
Typical. And while you're losing your compass, they were carefully tracking animal trails, understanding seasonal changes, and knowing when it was time to hunt or gather.
Run and hope method. My style.
Real survival tactics, not just run and hope for the best.
Yeah, but check this out. They had to hunt animals much bigger than themselves. I'd end up in the mud, and the mammoth would probably look at me like, what is this guy doing?
Straight to the mud!
I'd end up in the mud, and the mammoth would probably look at me like, what is this guy doing?
Exactly. And again, strategy was key. Hunting wasn't a solo endeavor. It was teamwork. Some would drive the animal, others set traps, and the rest waited for the perfect moment to strike.
Run!
You'd be that one screaming because you got scared.
And while I'm screaming, they also had knowledge of edible plants and poisonous snakes. Imagine me trying to make a herbal smoothie.
With extra spiders!
And ending up with leaves full of spiders.
Of course. But the most important thing, their relationship with nature was everything. Without respect for animals, plants, and their community, they wouldn't survive.
Nature balance.
And yet, while Gus ruins everything, the others adapt and survive. True balance.
That's true. So, besides sap for teeth, games, fire, and cave drawings, they also had eco-consciousness. Totally impressive.
You'd fail eco class, Gus.
And while I'm constantly making a mess, they were building strategy and understanding the world. If I learned anything, nature is the best teacher and also the best comedian.
Absolutely. And it reminds us that survival isn't just physical. You need to understand the world around you, work with your community, learn from mistakes,
or just copy the smart ones.
And of course, occasionally laugh at Gus while he ruins the plans. The perfect balance of intelligence and humor.
Have you ever thought about how cavemen decided who led the tribe? No Zoom votes or liking a status. They actually had to earn respect.
Not with mammoth bribes, Gus.
I'd probably try to buy the leader title with a piece of mammoth.
But seriously, the leader was someone wise, brave, and capable of making good decisions for the whole group.
Selfie leader.
And you'd be the guy constantly hunting for the perfect selfie spot by the fire while the tribe is trying to survive.
And in the tribe, everyone had to get along, sharing food, planning hunts, teaching the young. If someone kept causing chaos, like me, they'd probably get a mammoth lesson.
Yes. But it also shows how connected and organized they were. Every person had a role, and teamwork was key to success.
Entertainer Gus, at your service.
Even you, Gus, would have your role, entertainer and provoker, but still part of the team.
Yes, so cavemen weren't just wild survivors. They had strategy, social rules, and even humor.
Just like us.
And I'd be the one constantly testing boundaries. Totally balanced tribe. Well, dear listeners, it seems today we've wandered through the strange world of cavemen. From chewing tree sap for teeth, to camp games, cave drawings, and tribe social rules.
And chaos manager Gus.
If nothing else, at least you laughed along with me.
Yes. And while Gus keeps creating chaos, we've also learned a bit about teamwork, strategy, and the resourcefulness of our ancient ancestors.
And mammoth snacks.
And of course, how not to become a mammoth snack.
Exactly, Max. So next time you think your life is tough, remember, our ancestors lived among wild animals, without bathrooms or Wi-Fi.
Tragic.
And they still managed to laugh.
Right? And if you take away anything, don't chew tree sap for teeth, don't try roasting a mammoth at home,
Or in your backyard, folks.
and appreciate the company, even if you've got a Gus by your side.
True. But hey, at least we had a good laugh, right?
We did, Gus. We really did.
Thanks for joining us on this crazy journey through caves and history. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment,
And blame Gus if you didn't laugh.
and of course, laugh at least once today.
Until next time, take care of your teeth, plan your hunts wisely,
And never trust me with fire!
and always be ready for Gus's catastrophic ideas. Thanks and goodbye.